Hello everyone, this is Jurgita, and I hope you grabbed a cup of coffee. Like today, I have a DMC cup, and perhaps you're also stitching. So I wanted to show you plans that I've decided to do for winter months, which this year is gonna be January, February. And this is something new that I'm trying. I'm gonna be stitching this year some of the projects, especially small ones, according to the season. So we'll see how it goes this year. If it all goes well, I'm gonna continue next year. So what you see is I'll be putting pictures in the screen here on the left side when I show you pieces, instead of me like showing the whips and you can't see it properly, but that's what I'm hoping you'll see better in the pictures. So what I've done is, if you've seen my plans for a whole year, is I'm gonna be doing a lot of from a magazine's stitching because I want to get rid of some of the magazines, and I schedule them according to like a seasons as a possibilities. So let's go quickly over things that I'm gonna be doing every month. And as you know, I have some biggies that I wanna work every month. So first one is my spoiled child. This year I'm starting that from 39.04%, and by calculations, if I want to finish 2 rows like I've done last year, I have to do over 3,700 stitches. So that's my monthly thing. Another monthly thing is Beloved, or Aylin and Rowan, and I have to stitch that one too, because I wanna finish it the next 2 years, this year and next year. So I'm taking a bigger chunk for those 2 years, and it's going to be more than 100 stitches down. So by my calculations, I would have to stitch each month minimum of like almost 2,400 stitches on that one. So those two constantly being stitched, and also I'll be stitching until they're done is let's see, where did he put it? Okay, Coral Peonies. So Coral Peonies is gonna be finished this year, so I wanna stitch some, and depends how much much more faster I want to finish them. I'll be stitching every month to the end. Right now I have it quite a bit done of that one, and according to program, Coral let's see, where is that listed? Coral Peonies are 74.03% done, and that's what it looks like. You see on the picture on the left side. And another thing that I want to finish is Dressmaker's Daughter. By the way, Coral Peonies is a kit by Dimensions, and Dressmaker's Daughter is by Mirabilia. And that one I've been doing by seasons, like a one dress, at least where the bottom of the main frame is. I'm finishing within 3 months, which is the season. And that one I have about 51.88% done in a total. So as you see in the picture, what I've done is I stitch as much as I can within a frame that I had, and then I'm gonna unravel and finish it at the bottom. So sometime in the summertime it will be done. So those are my main bigger ones that I'm gonna be stitching each month. Also Brooks Stitches Alphabet, I'm also gonna be trying to stitch each month, because I also want to finish that by the end of the year. And I stitch in such a way that I have only 12 letters left. This pattern is free on her website, so if you want to stitch them, you can also go there and load the pattern and stitch from that. So I have 12 letters left, so it would be enough for each month for this year to be done with that. I think it's my oldest whip so far. I started that in May of 2018, so I think it's about time to finish it off fully. So those are my must stitch every month. Now let's go more towards the winter. Since it's a winter time, I started on the Christmas day, another Mirabilia. I had this lent to me pattern. It's called Santa Sleigh. Like I said, I started on last year's Christmas day, so I was very happy that I did a lot. It's almost 36% done so far. So of course I'm gonna finish it this year. Not try, but actually finish it, because I did a lot within that week, last week of the last year. So I'm gonna continue and work. I don't have any specific amount of stitches that I want to work on that, so we'll see when I have it done. So those are my mainlies to stitch in the next 2 months, and they'll continue if like for example I don't finish Santa Slave by the end of February. So let's go to the other things. So the other things that I want to stitch is I'm gonna try to work more on um, this piece, heart one. It's called Heart Sampler Scissor Spool, designed by Julie. And I don't have a lot of left to finish on the main thing, which is the spool itself. So I'm gonna try to work. It's been sitting around for a while, for quite a few years, and I think it's time to finish it off this year. So I'm gonna be working that, because it's also like a heart, so it's kind of goes with Valentine's Day. Then I'm gonna be stitching. Okay, let's move over. And nothing the Girl Ghost, since I started that in January 1st, on January 1st of 2021, I want to continue working on that, and I don't know if I'm gonna make that as a monthly or not, but I'd love to do like a full row, which is a lot of stitches. So we'll see how that goes. So that I'm gonna be stitching at least in January. And next, let's go to the smalls from a magazine. So a magazine, I have several things that I picked. Although the choices were numerous, I picked several. So one is gonna be this one, and let me pull out actual bigger size. The next piece that I want to work on to start is something different. It's with the specialty stitches. I'm thinking that I might do like magazine and mini Monday, and this would work well into that. And it's called Trim a Tree Ornament, designed by Jackie Hendricks. And it's suggested to stitch on a 28 count country French linen, and I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do, or oops. So the first one that I want to do out of magazines is this Nordic Knitting by Catherine Berlou. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. And what I was thinking is I can do either on a fabric or on a plastic canvas in here, because it looks like it could be the stiff stand or hanging part, and I want to finish something similar that looks like I've been doing on the knitting needles. So you can choose any size of the fabric you want to do, as long as you find something in here. So I haven't decided what fabric I'm gonna do, but since I know that I want to stitch on this one, and I'm gonna do those fringes on the bottom too, just like it's done in here, so it looks like a sort of like a unfinished scarf, which is kind of cute. And of course, if I want it, I can also change the colors in here. Instead of red, I could do blue or green, or you know, it does not look like a lot of different colors are being used. So if you want to stitch something like this, it would be fun play around with the colors. So this design is fairly new magazine. It's 2021, just cross-stitch in February. So It's Valentine-ish in here, so it's kind of cute, and it has, as you see, my tabs that more possibilities to stitch from this magazine. But right now I want to concentrate on this piece, so that would be first from a magazines. Second from a magazine is this trim a tree ornament. I kind of thought that it would be cool this year to stitch like a magazine and mini Monday, specialty Sunday, Jackie Hendricks, and it suggested to stitch on a 28 count country fresh linen. But I was thinking maybe doing that as an ornament without those words, perhaps just do like a tree shaped cutout versus like a squarish. So of course words would be gone, and the beads can be, I think, even hung loosely if I do like ornament. So it can be done. I don't think it would be useful to do on plastic canvas, so it would have to be on fabric. But anyway, it's imagination of mine to do something different shape as a FFOing. So we'll see how it goes. And because if you hang beads, it's loosely, it's not going to be staying curled up like that unless you kind of secure it a certain way. But you can see that it has a specialty stitches. Was it like a Rhodes heart stitch and some other ones? So it would be great for a specialty Sunday stitching. So that's another from my magazines, and it's I was trying to mark like which ones I wanted to do. So let's move on to next. So next, also I'm gonna be doing something from my regular possible starts. So one of them would be my timeless ornament that was a la dimensions kit that I have only 2 last ornaments left, and I want to start one in this winter and try to stitch as much as possible. And that would be this, I believe, this blue one or a red one. No, the red one, and I think this purplish one. Anyway, I'll be putting pictures a little bit better on this left side of the screen for you. So 2 ornaments. I want to start at least one of them right now in the winter time, and hopefully maybe Christmas in July kind of theme, I could start the next one. So that would be one of the winter ones. And then let me pull out something that I thought, if you remember and watched my yearly plans, that I thought about stitching this gingerbread Santa mouse by Just Nan. As you can see, the pattern comes with all accessories in here needed, with little felt and beads and little tail, cute little hat. And it's suggested to use a 32 count Zweigart antique almond Belfast or picture display gingerbread Belfast linen. But I found this dirty linen Zweigart, and I thought that would look fine. I think any kind of darker brown should be fine, especially because most of the mouse will be stitched, except like facial features here that is gonna be left unstitched, but majority of the body is stitched. And I think there might be, I have not looked at the pattern yet, as you can tell, so the spaces perhaps in between the red outfit is also going to be let loose. But I think the fabric is fairly close to what is in the picture. So I want to start this one, and because it's a Christmassy kind of thing, and January 7th I believe is Orthodox Christmas. So that would be maybe a possible good start to start something Christmassy. And another piece is this Jim Shore Gnome of Ornaments. It's a Mill Hill kit. I got it at this past year's Galleria event. And it comes with this perforated paper, but I'm not sure if I want to stitch on perforated paper. You see all the beads in here and the needles and the threads like typical Mill Hill kits have. So I wasn't sure if I want to stitch on perforated paper or some other brown fabric, though I've never done Mill Hill on a 32 count because paper is usually like a 14 count. So I wasn't sure if all the beads would fit properly on this brown, because this color is a little bit closer to perforated paper versus what I grabbed that I had right now in the stash, this 28 count and it's Monaco fabric. So if I want to do on 28, I think this also would work well enough, and I could make it more as a 3D gnome versus like, you know, flat fold. So I'm not sure, but I think beads would sit well on a 28 count more than 32. But if you stitch on 32 count any of the Mill Hill kits and you think, or especially like those gnomes, and you think the beads will set well, because you can see here on the bottom that they're like all in a row, and that was my worry. I would not want to throw out beads like where it's three and it leave it only two. I don't think that would look very well. So if you stitch something like this on 32 count, let me know, please, in the comments below, if it looked well enough for me to try. But if not, if I'm doing not on this perforated paper but on the fabric, I might choose that one. So that's another start that I want to do in this winter. So another one that I want to start, it would be the possibly wedding confection, and it might be like a February start. And that's like a three different size biscornus, and I've never put together biscornu yet, so it would be my first experience. So I would love to start early, and that would be for my future daughter-in-law. She liked this design, so it would be good to finish it before the wedding. And so that would be my start in February. So that possibly would be all from this sheet. I might do GBW Designs Scandinavian ornament, possibly one, because you know it's still winter as an ornament. I'm not sure yet. I have to dig out where I put those little pamphlets with the pattern and dig out. So that would be also another possibility. So that would be it from like a small ones, non-magazine starts. And of course on February 3rd, I'm hoping to start one of my biggies. I have a separate video where you guys can help me choose which of those 6 ones I should start, and you can vote by giving a number. And then I'm gonna do from 2 different videos. I'm gonna put together names and pick one winner. If you want to win any pattern made by Astra, and it most likely would be all full coverage. She has only few that are not full coverage pieces, but I want to give that as a gift, as a thank you. So again, quickly, three of them are just a regular full stitch coverages, one full bead, and then this one, number 5, has back stitching and half stitches and all kinds of things in here. It's a ginormous too, and of course not the full coverage, but very, very big, probably would be biggest pattern from what I have currently is 12 beauties, and I'm considering stitching possibly that with the half stitches over like 25 or 28 count to make it a bit smaller, so it would not be like 4 feet long. So that is in a separate video. So if you haven't done that, so please go and vote for which piece I should pick, because I can't pick it myself, it's too hard. So that's one of the new starts I'm gonna have as a big ones. And from my current whips, because February is a Valentine's Day, so of course I want to stitch on my Asian couple, because I think as a couple they represent sort of a, hopefully, loving couple, and I want to stitch at least some of them. I don't have exact amount how much I want to put in, but I'm gonna be hopefully working on that. So besides all of these, I probably will have, starting January, my round robin New Year roll, and will be sending out and receiving something to stitch. So I'll have 3 pieces that should be arriving, and I don't know what it exactly it's going to be. So I'm leaving some space to be stitched on them. And I think that would be it. So there's quite a few new stars, several of them from magazines. I might pick something else if I would get the nick to do something else. Like I said, I want to do more from magazines this year, but I also have all those biggies to continue each month, like those two, and these three that I prefer to do each month. And of course, to finish sooner Christmassy piece, it would be best to stitch in the winter months. So I think that's what I've planned so far for next 2 months. And what do you think of this kind of plan? Would it work? What is your guess? Would it work well for me? Because once I get sucked in some project, it's hard for me to set it aside. But like I said, I have a lot of magazines and smalls that I want to start to slowly starting. And once it started, for me it's easy, much easier to grab it and continue stitching on that, versus again figure out the fabric and where to start and sorting out like this will have to have a thread sorted. So we'll see how that all goes. So let me know what you think of this idea of mine, and if you're doing also seasonal stitches, that would be cool to see. So that's it for now, and I guess I'll see you at the end of January with my monthly reports, and we'll see how well it goes with my winter plans. So until then, this is Jurgita saying bye bye at them, and again, a happy new year.